Yo, what's up? It's your boy G Bush back at it again with another episode of The Barbershop. As always, man. Salute to the subscribers right now. Got a goal in mind, man. I'm pushing for 5,000 subscribers, man. So, I'm going to put that work in. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing for 5,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to go out here and do it one subscriber at a time. So I'm going to just definitely get on my grind, start posting these videos, start being consistent, expanding my horizons, and jumping into the game. So I want to thank everybody for who is already subscribed, right? And I want to thank and I want to earn other people's subscriptions, right? So that's what we on, and that's what type of time we on in 2021. So please hit that notification. If you enjoy the content, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's get into what we want to talk about today. My last blog, I teased this situation, just gave you a little tease on what I wanted to get into today. And that was Cam Newton signing back with the New England Patriots for a one-year deal. Believe it's for about $12 million, up to $12 million. And if you've been under a rock, you understand that Cam Newton went viral with one of his youth camps because one of the campers was just hitting Cam up like, "You's a free agent though. You a free agent though, Cam. You a free agent." So at this point, I'm pretty sure Cam Newton wants to find that young man and be like, "Free agent what? Free agent who?" Cam Newton definitely is a dude who I feel is petty enough to do that. But to be truthful, before we get back to the story, I definitely think Cam went out of line with that. Like, to be honest, like the little dude don't understand. Like, somebody needs to be pulling these young dudes aside and letting them understand that listen, that trolling game, it ain't cute, bro. Right now, I think it's an epidemic in the game where everybody is trying to troll, and it's a bunch of people who is adults who do it, who think that that's the cool thing to do. But right now, somebody should be pulling him aside, schooling him, being like, "Look, bro, that ain't the way you get attention, man. You got to go out here and grind and put that work in. You got to go out here and do what you need to do. You need to work on your craft. You sitting here trying to heckle a dude that's already in the league, that had already won a Heisman Trophy, that had already became the number one overall pick, that had already had $100 million put in his bank account, a league MVP, and you talk about he a free agent." That's the problem with cats, is people think that just because you troll people, you a good troll, that don't mean you got no talent, bro. That don't mean you popping, and that don't mean you on. I think this new generation and new era, and it's unacceptable for dudes over 40 trolling. I don't even know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all troll over 40, and it'd be ridiculous, man. Like, who does that? Like, I mean, you can't be gainfully employed, have any sort of relationships, or successful because you spend most of your time trolling. Without further ado, let's get off of that because I didn't give you too much time. Hopefully that young man learns from his lessons, because that may come back to haunt him in terms of biting and burning bridges, when he should be using Cam as a reason and a resource to get further in his life. But let's get back to the New England Patriots and what we was talking about with that. So they bring him back for the one-year deal, and a lot of people thought that was questionable. A lot of people thought that was something that was like, coming out of left field a little bit, because they expected him to not be back with the Patriots, especially after he got benched for Jarrett Stidham. After some poor play last year down the stretch. But the thing is, people don't realize is he caught COVID. He got into the system late. He got into training camp late. The Patriots run under Josh McDaniels a really extensive playbook, a lot of different terminology that nobody else uses in the league. And if you don't know, I'll break that down a little bit for you guys out there. I know and work with a lot of people who either are college coaches or have coached in the pros or have done both. And so usually, generally speaking, in the league, there's different playbooks and verbiage that you have in terms of your sets and your formations. So those verbiages in sets and formations really mean the same thing. So if you got two tight ends, two receivers, one back, to most people, it's the same, right? It's the same, groupings. But the Patriots may call theirs, single back YF flank. But most of the other teams have, generally speaking, under 11 personnel or 12 personnel, they usually have, generally speaking, the same terminology where it may be a couple words off. Maybe it's the same concept, but it's a little different. Maybe they throw a couple extra words in there to describe what formation they're in. But generally speaking, when you come from certain trees, whether you're running a air raid game, whether you're running a pass or a play action pass offense, whether you're running a West Coast, the principles are always the same. They just change the verbiage here or there. But in New England, they're running a lot of different stuff. And the verbiage is all different. And they put a lot of responsibilities on the quarterback to know pass protection schemes, to understand where they want to go with the football, knowing what plays that you should get out of that's not advantageous if the defense show you a different look. All these things take time and reps. Cam didn't have none of that coming in late. And then when he got COVID and being out, he's definitely lost in because now they're installing and putting new things in. And it's just like math. If you're looking at learning math, if you don't know how to add and subtract, there's no way you're getting to algebra to trigonometry. There's no way you can get to calculus. If you don't know simple math, how are you going to ever get to the next step with algebra to trig? You're just not. It's not going to happen because those are the foundation principles that lead you to being able to then build upon that to go to higher level concepts. So when he didn't have that, I wasn't surprised that he struggled. To be truthful, I thought he would have struggled more than that, especially coming from an offense that has so many intricate parts. So Cam comes back, and it just goes to show you something that's the whole age debate thing. I argue with people all the time. I argue with them all the time. And I think fans have a natural slant to being conservative. Fans have a natural tendency to be conservative. If you poll fans and you ask people questions, right? If it comes down to the difference between who to blame, a coach, a general manager, the owner, or a player, 9 times out of 10, they're going to blame a player before they blame any of those other people. Because fans are taught to like the jersey. We worship the jersey. We worship the helmet. We worship the logo. We really don't care nothing about the player. Players come and go. Cities last forever. Teams last forever. So the fans are already naturally slanted to really seeing eye to eye in terms of what the owner is saying, the narrative that the coach is putting out, or the general manager. They are slanted towards that bias. They're also slanted fiscally to being conservative. If you ask a fan, do you think this person should get this money? They're going to naturally go to their head and say, well, can we get it for cheaper? Can we get his production and younger for cheaper? On surface level, that seems like a very wise thing and a very wise mindset to have when you're trying to build a roster. However, that's not the reality. when you talk about talent in the league, talent and proven talent is one of the highest commodities you can have. Because fans really, truly want and really cherish upside in the future, they're willing to blindly put more stock in draft picks, the future, potential, because in your mind, you can have unlimited potential. You can have unlimited success tomorrow. Hey, if you didn't gain 10 pounds, if you didn't go to work out today, you can always do it tomorrow. If you didn't clean out the basement and you procrastinated and waited too long and now it's late and you got to go to work in the morning, you can always make yourself feel better before you go to sleep and say, no problem, I'm going to get it done tomorrow. You always can rationalize and make yourself feel awesome about the future because it's an unknown quantity. It could be the worst year of your life in 2021, or it could be the best year. It just all depends on which way you want to think and slant towards that. So fans naturally want the new shiny toy object. They want something new because they can think this new person might be Tom Brady. This new person, that's why you always hear this statement, well, the Patriots got Tom Brady in the 6th round. And you say, find me another Tom Brady. Jay-Z said it best. People run around saying they made Hove. Make Hove say, okay then, make another Hove. Case in point, and if you need me to put that in subtitles or slow it down for you, the thought process is this. People always running around saying they made a person, insinuating that person's success has something to do with them. Like they are the person, the Geppetto, that you are my Pinocchio. Watch me make you dance. Look at me and how great I could put you in a position. Look how awesome I'm in and the great ship that I run here. But the reality is this. If you so good, you bad. You the puppet master. You can mold and shape people like clay. If Tom Brady was so expendable, go get another Tom Brady. And that's where you bring me to the crux of this position and the thesis of this video. Bill Belichick brought Cam Newton back. Not because, hey, he wanted to do it out of the kindness of his heart. He wanted to give Cam another shot. He wanted to see a former fallen MVP get an opportunity to resurrect his career. No, none of those things were true. The reason Bill Belichick brought Cam Newton back is simply because he understood he's not capable of making another Tom Brady. He realized he overplayed his hand, and he has come to the conclusion that finding and making quarterbacks is a little bit harder than he once imagined when Tom Brady was sitting in them chairs in the offices. He knows that he would rather have a proven commodity in Cam Newton rather than trying to develop an unproven commodity in Jarrett Stidham, in one of these quarterbacks in the 3rd or 4th round, in one of these developmental guys in the first pick other than Trevor Lawrence. Because, by the way, that Zach Wilson kid, that kid from BYU, he's experimental too. Don't let me get me started on that. I don't want no parts in that. You have at it with him. He understands Bill Belichick just waved the white flag. And so many people didn't even see it. They didn't recognize it. They didn't say nothing about it. He fair caught that one. Fair caught that punt. Because he now sees the writing on the wall. I can't do nothing. I can't develop no quarterback. I'm not going to be out here trying to develop a quarterback and going 2 and something. I couldn't take the fact that I didn't make the playoffs this year and look terrible. Can you imagine what you're going to do with a rookie quarterback and have to go through all them growing pains, the ups and downs, the interceptions, the dumb strip sack fumbles because no ball security, not getting your team into the right play when obviously you can't run the play into the teeth of the defense, especially with that look? The insecurities and the crazy things that you might say as a rookie in the press, the frustration level that it causes with other people on the team that may be veterans that are playing with rookies that have mistakes. All these things Bill Belichick knows all too well. And he understands, I want no parts of this. I'm going to get Cam Newton because at least I know what he got. I know what he can do, and I know what he can't do. I also know that there's ability for him to get better, given some reps, given some snaps, given a little bit of time, given a little bit of seasoning, second year in the program. Give me Cam Newton, and at least he can use his legs if he's not passing the ball very well. At least I can get 60 on the ground from him, and I can use him as a battering ram on the goal line, short yardage. That's the thought process. But the bigger thought and the bigger thing and the bigger theme of this video is this. Don't let coaches continue to try to take credit for players that are special and transcendent.